Welcome to another video, you Fruit Loops and nut jobs. And today's video is going to be one of a series that I'm naming Throttle Thoughts. And it's a series about my thoughts on all sorts of topics while I'm actually riding on beautiful country roads. The most beautiful, I believe, in the UK, if not the world. But I am biased. I'm a Lancashire lad. I'm very biased. So yeah, I'm going to do a series on my thoughts while riding bike, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. Now, most of it will be narrated because I'm inexperienced on the bike, as you know. And I'm still obviously learning every day, and I am actually on quite challenging roads, because that's what the country roads are. They're brilliant, twisty, winding, sometimes challenging, so I need full concentration. So I will be narrating the videos, but I guarantee you will see some beautiful rides along stunning scenery. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this series for you. Again, it's called Throttle Thoughts. Okay, let's ride. There's a certain kind of magic to the open road. Wind in your face, engine humming, thoughts drifting like clouds over Pendle Hill. And on days like this, I get to thinking about the old days. Growing up in the Northwest during the late 60s and 70s, well before Wi-Fi, before influencers, back when screen time meant peering through the fogged up window of a chip shop. We didn't have apps, we had scars, and we earned every single one of them from falling out of trees, not walking into lampposts while staring at a smartphone. Life was simple back then. It was exciting, free. If you wanted entertainment, you made it yourself. A bit of wood, a bike in a tube, and suddenly you had a fully operational slingshot or catapult, capable of terrorising anything from tin cans to your mate Dave's backside. Try launching a pebble at a lamppost these days, and you'll be reported to 3 councils and the Environmental Board. Oh, and probably the MI5. And freedom, real freedom, it lived in our back gardens, parks and alleyways. We used to call it playing out. No GPS tracker, no digital leash, just a firm warning. Be back before it goes dark or else. And that was enough. Now, if a kid disappears for 10 minutes, a family has a live helicopter feed and a WhatsApp group titled Missing in Action. We used to bomb around on rally choppers. Remember those? Death traps on wheels. Front wheel the size of a dinner plate. Back wheel nicked off a tractor. You weren't riding. It was like taming a hormonal Shetland pony. But by God, it felt like freedom. No helmet, no insurance, just your mum shouting, "Don't go past those shops!" And you immediately going past those shops. Today, kids don't even cycle. They hover. Electric scooters, GPS, helmet cams. And I saw one the other day with a reversing sensor. God, I weep for today's humanity. And don't get me started on sweets. We didn't have low sugar or gluten-free or ethically sourced niblets of despair. We had sherbet fountains, space dust and blackjack so strong they dyed your insides jet black. You ate 10 and you couldn't feel your face for a week. We loved it. You know, there was a time when we trusted people. We left our doors unlocked. Neighbours borrowed milk and brought it back topped up with rainwater. We didn't live in fear of surveillance or endless passwords or corporations secretly listening through your toaster. Now you mention freedom and someone looks around and makes sure Alexa's not snitching. Ha! Go figure. We were scruffy, unwashed little misfits. But we were rich in ways you cannot count. Every day was a wild, unsupervised adventure. Climbing fences, scuttling through bushes. And nobody thought about suing the council when you fell out of a tree. Today, everything's boxed in, monitored, measured. Efficiency over experience. Health and safety signs have replaced the spirit of discovery. And the worst part? We're so bloody comfortable now that we don't even notice. Back then, your only seat warmer was a fart and your dad's old duffel coat. Now, we've got bikes with heated grips, electronic suspension, and Bluetooth speakers pumping out all that modern shite that they call music. You know what I think? Riding here through the green fields and the beautiful English countryside, we've not really progressed. We've just upgraded our anxieties. We used to fear the belt from Dad. Now, we fear not hitting daily KPIs. We feared the teacher's ruler, or slipper in my case. Now it's email pings, algorithms, and the inland revenue. Hey, go figure. I'm not saying everything was better, but I'll take the smell of a chip shop and the sound of your mates egging you on to jump over a dustbin on a BMX, over a motivational Zoom call and a protein bar any day. You know, what else did we have back then? Imagination. Proper, homegrown, bonkers imagination. We didn't need iPads or curated experiences. We had a cardboard box and a mate with a dodgy idea and enough stupidity to make the day interesting. A box could be a tank, a spaceship, or your nan's missing washing machine, depending on the amount of danger you were willing to accept. We built dens in the woods or behind garages, using whatever we could find. Pallets, plastic sheeting, stolen traffic cones. Oh yeah, health and safety didn't exist back then. Not until somebody got, a tetanus. Even then, it was, walk it off. You'll be alright, you soft sod. And we loved it. Now, you try and let a kid out of your sight for 5 minutes and social services come a-knocking. Where's his GPS tracker? Has he got his sunscreen on? Is he gluten-free? I don't even think gluten existed in 1972. Did it? And let's talk about schools, shall we? In my day, the teachers were always right, even when they clearly wasn't. If you dared to argue, you got the board rubber thrown at your head, and not the soft foam ones they use now. I'm talking solid wood, a corner chipped from hitting the previous victim. Some of us learned Pythagoras purely through the threat of blunt forced trauma. And don't get me started on school dinners. Lumpy mash, grey mince and sponge cake that could double as a car jack. No allergies, no vegan options. If you didn't eat it, you went hungry. End of. Now they've got granola wraps and anxiety support dogs. I mean, I'm all for mental health, as you know from my previous videos. God knows we need it. But part of me wonders if resilience went the way of the Spangles and Texan bars. There's also the fact that, back then, we didn't have a bloody clue what was going on in the world. And believe me, we were better off for it. No doom scrolling, no hourly alerts of global chaos and catastrophes. The news came twice a day. Once when your dad shouted it through the kitchen while smoking a pipe, and once at 6 o'clock with that bloke with the thick black glasses. Now, you can't fart without being recorded, analysed and fed into an algorithm. And the freedom, the sheer glorious freedom. Summer holidays lasted 6 weeks but felt like 6 years. It was brilliant. You left the house in the morning and your mum didn't see you until tea time. You were either riding a bike with no brakes, nearly drowning in a brook or a stream, or getting chased by someone's angry dad because you kicked a ball through their greenhouse window. Ha! These days, everything's structured. Clubs, activities, schedules. Childhood's become a logistical exercise. Where's the space to go out and just, cock about? You know what really gets me though? All that mischief, all that daftness. It made us resilient. We learned how to fall, how to fail, how to bounce back, and sometimes how to lie through our teeth when someone's window got mysteriously broken. We weren't perfect. We weren't safe. But we were alive and free. I'm not saying let's go backwards. I like my motorbike with working brakes and a pint without floaters. But maybe, just maybe, we need to reclaim some of that chaos, some of that real living. Put down the apps, put down your smartphone, unplug the smart fridge and go get lost for a bit. On a bike, a walk in the country, in the middle of nowhere. Just like I'm doing. And it is astonishing. This is the life they keep trying to sell you in adverts. But it's already here. It's free. And it doesn't need a password or a QR code. Just a full tank, a curious heart, and a willingness to get lost for a while. So, just rounding off for today. All you Fruit Loops and nut jobs. What do you think of the ride? And my thoughts? And what do you think about today's world versus the one you were young and brought up in? Do you think it's changed that much? Obviously I do, and not for the better. I think I had in my youth probably the best of it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next Throttle Thoughts.